Peace and love to everybody. Shabbat vibrations. Every day should feel like a Shabbat. Every day should feel like a day where you can have some time of rest. You know what I'm saying? Time of rest. That's a different thing. Get your time of rest. Get your time of rest inward. Go inward and get your time of rest. Every day, man, the kingdom should be within you. You should be able to find that rest. But today's a special day, man. Shabbat shalom to everybody. Man, we're going to get back into this part 2. We're going to get back into Styles by Nina, Madison, Smiles. We're going to get back into the frequency of language and some of that, man. Drop with the flower of life to get back just the consciousness of the vibration itself, man. We got to know what wave we're surfing so we can know how to apply all these books, all this information. Scripture itself is energy, language, vibration. Let's go. Sorry, my kids are going crazy in there, man. I'm hiding. I'm hoping they don't see me. Hoping they don't find me. Bring me no leaf soup. Jam me up. Come on. Y'all know how it is. Yo, shout out to my man Jason Stewart. Everybody that just signed up, man, for the, the drop tuner, drop VIP. Again, hit up 432 to drop. Click on drop packages, or you can get it right off the homepage. $5 a month, 50 songs a month. We're just tuning. Smiles is real busy tuning everybody's music. So love to Smiles for all the hard work she's putting in, man, just for the drop, man. And that's how we can start getting everybody's music tuned and in their iTunes and on their phone. So you'll always be in swag frequency, even in the car when you're going to work. I know a lot of people use their phone, so that should be on your phone already. So Smiles got you 50 songs a month. Your favorite songs, you think you heard it before, but you ain't never heard it until you hear it in the natural vibration. You know what I'm saying? And that's that 432. So you got to be in them nines, man. Them 4 plus 3 plus 2 is 9. Love to Jay Stewart, man. Dara Campbell. Dara Campbell. Stephanie Edwards, Lashana Hunter, Antoine Daniels, Isaac Ford, Veronica Brannon, Tiana Battle, Styles by Nina, of course, man, Keith Sarton, and it goes on, man. Those that are, just stepping up, doing the $5 a month joint. It does help our infrastructure. It does help us grow. And you get a free Drop Nation shirt. They are typically, or normally, $25 on the site. You can get them anytime. But if you want the Drop Tuner package, it's almost August 1st. We got like 1 or 2 more days, I think. I don't even pay attention to calendars like that no more. But I think we're coming up on it. And we'll put our order in. Make sure Smiles got your size. Email Smiles at 432todrop.com. Smiles at 432todrop.com. You can always get at me. Music at 432todrop. All right, so let's get to it, man. Let's get back in there. Let's go, let's go. Woo! Time to go into the zone. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Love to you, man. Let's go. And love to everybody, man. Just surfing the wave, just getting it, man. And, man, we've been doing it, man. We've been dropping so much. I know you feel exhausted sometimes. I know you feel like you're thinking too much. But it's all right. If you're getting it now, it's right on time. It's right by design. So don't freak out. Don't freak out. Whatever you do, don't freak out. Let's go. I love you. I love you, baby. I just got to start off with the Smiles right quick. And then we'll get into our sister, Nina. Smiles got this money drop on here that's so cold. It's a cartoon, but sit back and relax and enjoy it. It's going to teach you everything about this banking system. And all this is frequency, right? So we got to know what we're up against. Smiles, take it away.
Ame'rican dream. There's a reason they call it a dream. Who's there? Cock-a-doodle-doo, pal. No, 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 no! I don't have any more money! My job sucks right now, please! I'll have more money next month! You can't take my house!
Is that your signature?
Oh, okay, well, just help me work something out, okay? I mean, you said I'm a good credit guy, right? I mean, hey, wait! My dog is in there! No! Don't take my dream! Oh, how did this happen? Hardman? Is that you? Been a long time since the fourth grade. Submitted for your approval. 1. First National Bank. What is a bank, you ask? A curious place where both space, time, and irony exist. And yet, don't. You gonna be doing that the whole time? Pay attention, pile. Exhibit A. Those who have come to deposit and safely store their earned monies. Exhibit B. Those who need to borrow said money for purposes unknown. Hey! That's me! Ergo, Exhibit C. The bank only has so much money in the vault to lend out to people such as you. Hey! Hey, that's the guy! He took my house! Really screwing my vibe here, pal. Space-time continuum. He can't hear you. Just let me narrate. Where was I? So you see, by the time he got to you, pile, his bank was out of money. But he gave me lots of money and charged me a lot of interest. Yes, that's the only way banks make money, by making debt loans. Debt equals money, pile. Remember that. Debt equals money. The more loans they make, the more money they make. But if they don't have any money, then where did my money come from? You're gonna want to take a step back, pile. Whoa! No way! Yes way. And that's nothing. Hey, buddy, need some money? They didn't do that. Oh, they did exactly that, pile. Remember, banks make money by making loans, by selling debt, even to bad credit risks. Yo, have some money, dude. Just sign here. Oh my gosh! They called it free money. Yeah, that's exactly what my loan guy told me. Free money. But it ain't free. The worst part was offering money to people who don't even need it. Why's he sad? He's making all that money. He's thinking. Now wait for it. Now wait for it. Bingo. See, the bank is loaned to everyone in town. But to make more money, they have to loan even more. More? How much money do they need? More. Whoa! What's that? Behold, a black horse riding. Credit card. Wow, look. I mean, it's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. What now? Now, the pile with all this money, we might as well party. Oh, this is awesome! I needed to get my head clear. When I get back, I'm gonna straighten all this out. I just hope Dream is doing okay.
I'm going to get you, my pretty.
Yep, he is. I'm sure he is. Here, you put it on his tab. Little something for yourself. Wait. You know, wait a second, Harper. I just thought of something. If I got this money from the bank, and the bank got it from the Federal Reserve dump trucks, go on. Then where does the Federal Reserve get their money? Real nice time, ladies. Real nice. Excuse me while I borrow. Say, Hartman, why am I wearing a burglar bikini top? Because no one is allowed inside the Fed. Not you, not me, no American citizen, no duly elected member of our Congress, not the Supreme Court, not the Supreme Court, not the Supreme Court, not the Justice Department, not the CIA, DIA, FBI, ATF, ATE, NBC, not even G.O.D. How come the government isn't allowed inside its own building? Government? The Fed is a private bank owned by private stockholders. Do not let the name federal fool you. This place is about as Federal Express. A private bank? A private? Best to keep your voice down, pal.
This is Ethan, Federal Reserve.
Hey, Bill here, First National.
Hi there, Bill. How are you?
Good, good. We're running a little low on money.
No problem. How much you need?
Oh, how does 20 million sound?
What?
Excellent. We'll ship it over first thing tomorrow.
Wait, he can just call up the Fed and ask for more money and they give him whatever they want? No, Pa. The Fed don't give the banks money. The Fed loans the banks money. The banks have to pay it back with interest. Now, come on, time to go. Wait. I still don't understand. Where does the Fed get their money? I mean, if they're a private bank. You said they're a private bank, right? Okay, so who puts money into the Fed bank?
This is Mel, United States Mint.
Hi, Mel. First National needs another 20 millies.
We're already running the presses full steam here, Ethan.
Gotta keep making loans. Gotta keep the money flowing.
All right, you're the Fed. Whatever you guys say. 20 million more by morning.
But I don't get it. What's so wrong about the Fed printing money? Because it's unconstitutional, Pa. Our Treasury is supposed to create our money, but now the Fed controls the printing of America's money. Nobody gets a friggin' dollar that the Fed didn't print. So, they print the money, then they loan it to the government, then they charge the government interest, then the government taxes you to pay for it. Wake up, Pop. God, I don't see what the big deal is. You know, you're right, pal. Wait a minute. Wait, I am? Yeah. I forget how effective they are at keeping you ignorant. Oh, that's okay. Hey, I'm not ignorant. Do you even know what money is, Pa? In the long, long ago, people bartered. They traded things they had for things they wanted. I'll trade you my raspberries for that there pot pie. I don't want your berries. Come on. Sweet berries. They're not sweet. They're old, and I don't like berries. Give me that pot pie. No. As you can see, this bartering situation created some problems. Then one day, a goldsmith walked up and said,
Now, everybody thinks gold is valuable, so why doesn't everybody trade gold for things they need?
the price was set for gold, and now
What's he doing? How do banks make money, pal? By making more loans?
Oh, that's right. He's good. See, he prints more IOUs without any more gold, loans them out for interest, makes a pretty penny, and nobody is the wiser. Unless everybody wanted the gold back at the same time.
No. That's my gold.
Not anymore.
What are you talking about?
I'd like to redeem my IOUs, please. Thank you very much.
Hey! I want my gold back now! Thief! Thief!
I love the bank run, bringing people together. See, they all found out he was stealing, made a run on the bank, and demanded their gold. But as you can see, there ain't no gold to get. Herman, don't worry, pal. Back in these towns, vengeance will be yours. 3 things in this world you don't do. Never mess with another man's woman. Never mess with another man's ego. And most importantly, you will never mess with another man's money. Else, the man will mess with you.
My God! You hung him?
Yes, pal. Oh, we hung him. We hung him high. And do you know why?
Well, because he was a thief?
Because, pal, an evil invention was born. Man discovered how to turn worthless paper into gold. Thus was invented the ultimate machine to steal real money and enslave all the nations on earth. It's alive! The goldsmith's discovery has been kept a closely guarded secret. It was never intended for you to see. This discovery is called fractional reserve banking. In the wrong hands, it's more powerful than the nuclear bomb in its ability to completely and utterly destroy a nation who is subjected to its perversion.
Where are we going?
Stallion of Libertad, right on the hoary wind.
Oh, where are we?
Battle of Waterloo. Hold on, we gotta get through. A money machine. There it is.
Hey, is that the same people?
Rich banker men from Germany flying under the banner of the Red Shield. They finance both sides of the war. We must hurry. That's him, the Red Shield courier. Shoot him.
No, I'm not shooting anyone.
Damn it, Pop.
What?
He beat everyone back with the news of the war and told England that Napoleon won. The Red Shield bankers in London pretended that England was doomed and started selling their English stocks. The English went into a selling frenzy to get rid of worthless English money.
But the English won, right?
Of course they won. But it was a trick by Red Shield. They waited until the stocks plummeted to pennies and then bought England back for nearly nothing.
What? They did that? How?
When the English leaders found out, they had no choice but to give themselves over to the Red Shield. Their money was gone and they were slaves to the Red Shield war debt. Since that time, the English have been paying their national taxes directly to the Red Shield private bankers. The people have no idea. But the bankers bragged about what they did to us, laughing at us all the way to the bank.
Why, it's the best business I've ever done. If I can control a nation's wealth, I care not who makes its laws.
Oh, is this what Jefferson wanted to show me?
No, look.
They're in America, too?
The Red Shield banks are here, Pop. Seeking a way to conquer our American dream. The dream you had, Pop. A dream of free men. They tried to take over our country many times and failed because Jefferson and the Patriots vowed to stop the evil tyrants at all costs. By authority of eternal God, he would not let the bankers win here.
To preserve our independence, we must not let our rulers load us with perpetual debt. We must make our choice between economy and liberty or profusion and servitude. Wow. I place economy among the first and most important of Republican virtues, and public debt is the greatest of the dangers to be feared. It is incumbent on every generation to pay its own debts as it goes.
We must have a central bank to secure this country's finances.
If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of their money, first by inflation and then by deflation, the banks and corporations that will grow
on the very continent their fathers conquered. Let it resonate. Let it resonate. Proceed.
Jefferson, you're mad. This country will have a central bank.
Who's that? America's first Secretary of Treasury.
Alexander Hamilton?
Not for long. Aaron Burr, Thomas Jefferson's vice president. They didn't take too kindly to our first state treasury. Sweet shot, Burr. The first attempt at a central bank only lasted 20 years and we shut it down. But the bankers tried again against old Hickory President Andrew Jackson.
You are a den of vipers and thieves. I intend to rout you out, and by the eternal God, I will rout you out.
After surviving an assassination attempt, Jackson finally defeated the bank in 1836. When asked what was the greatest accomplishment in his life, old Hickory replied,
I killed the bank.
and those were his last words. I killed the bank. And with real money backed with real gold, our country experienced the greatest boom in any nation's history. Oh, it was beautiful, pal. It was beautiful, pal.
It was beautiful. You got to understand their perspective if you want to get anywhere. In this walk, you need to know the perspective of that which is oppressing you. So when they celebrate Columbus Day, when you read it, from the Biblioteca de Colombina, Sevilla, Pope Leo, saying, hey, man, we brought these people up from savages to this. This is the greatest thing ever. The greatest discovery was discovering you. Their greatest treasure of the Corporation of America is discovering Negroes. Once they discovered Negroes, they enslaved the Negro. Here's the catch. The Negro is the indigenous aboriginal. Indigenous. So they enslaved the indigenous people they found here. And to them, it's the greatest discovery, the best boom. Boom. Now they're going to put you on the railroads. It's all good. This is the greatest thing ever. That's why they can never denounce it. Smiles got the drop.
Bankers, greedy for more power and wealth, were concocting their most ambitious plan yet to once and for all take control of the finances of the United States. In 1910, a secret meeting was held at a J.P. Morgan estate on Jekyll Island off the coast of Georgia. This meeting was so secretive, so concealed from government and public knowledge that the 10 attendees used code names.
I am clearly the richest man, so I should be the one to run the super secret central bank. I own all the oil in America. I am clearly richer than you will ever be, hula girl. I should run the super secret central bank. You're nothing compared to me, loop job. I shall run the secret bank. Silence! Supreme Master Leader, I didn't know you were gonna be here.
I'm not. Neither are you, dumbass.
Oh yeah, right. He's so smart.
None of you shall run the bank. We have failed in the past because of openness. This time, the key to success is secrecy. The people must believe that they run the bank.
Yes, brilliant. A sneak attack. What's the plan?
We first create panic, then we show them the solution. With our man in office and well-planned time, we will have our central bank. And so the people think it is theirs. We shall christen it Federal. The Federal Reserve. It struck on December 23rd, treasonous act to their newly elected accomplice, Woodrow Wilson, who had fortuitously already agreed to sign it before he was even elected. Wait, the IRS? I thought we always had the IRS. No, Pa. They did this to us too. The Fed now has the exclusive power to print America's money.
Oh.
They loan this money to our banks and our government at interest, putting immediate debt on our own money, printing more and more, so each dollar they print becomes worth less than the one before. Merry Christmas. What in the hell is that? That, Pie, is how our government now must pay back these debts to the Fed. Your taxes do not go to your government. They don't? It's the greatest theft in human history. But, okay, I mean, I sort of get what you're saying, but it's also
So if your taxes don't go to the government, then where do they go? Right? We got people getting jammed up, thrown in jail because they taxes. But the taxes aren't even going to the corporation of America. It must be going to whoever is owning the corporation of America. Let's get like a few more seconds.
using it, and really, Hardman, I don't see how it affects me at all. If I had more money, none of this would have happened. Hardman?
Delirium.
1955? Wow, what are we doing here? Oh, a little bit shopping. Here, hold this. Gallon of gas, 23 cents. Postage stamp, 3 cents. Ounce of gold, $35. Hot baby. Priceless. Best be getting back.
Hey, Hardman, I need my car.
Oh, was that Michael J? Yeah, he'll be fine. Now, Pa, would you agree that you have the same exact things you had in 1955? Yeah, 1 stamp, 1 gallon of gas, 1 ounce of gold, and 1 home. Wow, we just made a lot of money. Hey! Gotta pay your taxes, but it's nice to have made all that money. Wait, that isn't fair. Now I actually have less money. I can't even go buy the things I just sold. The IRS and the Fed's inflation work together, Pa. They aren't just taxing gain, they are taxing their inflation. You are no richer than you were in 1955. Now, does that sound fair or American to you? Yeah, but I mean, who doesn't hate taxes? I hate the IRS anyway. Higher. The higher they make the inflation, the more your money they take. It's thievery. You're not paying taxes on any more. You are paying taxes on the same, and now you have less. They take our property away right in front of our eyes, just like Thomas Jefferson said they would. What's that? Oh, they found us. Quick, my sword. What sword? You need your banking machine. I'll condemn you to die, damn it.
I keep missing it, but y'all see the brother. I'm trying to get the brother. There's always one. Let me just get this. Yeah.
I know richer than you were in 1955. Now, does that sound fair or American to you? Yeah, but I mean, who doesn't hate taxes? I hate the IRS anyway. Higher. The higher they make the inflation, the more your money they take. It's thievery. You're not paying taxes on any more. You are paying taxes on the same, and now you have less. They take our property away right in front of our eyes, just like Thomas Jefferson said they would.
They had to do this, right? Just to represent that they always had one. They always had one tribe. They always had someone. But it's just that they came in and they saw the tables and they said, oh, okay, well, y'all don't all agree here. So we can turn and make treaties with him. And he made the treaties. Now he's protected. He's protected in the Constitution now. Not you. Let go.
to die, damn it. Ah! Ah! The lanky bogey on my nine. Take him at his knees.
For we are opposed around
Check
the
this
world
out.
by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence.
What's happening? Where am I? I believe perhaps you understand now, but you are afraid. JFK. Hartman, what does this have to do with my house and my dog? Oh, okay, that's enough. I want to go home now. This is the last president to stand up to the Fed. You must see. On June 4, 1963, President Kennedy signed Executive Order 11110.
Whoa.
This executive order empowered the U.S. Treasury to issue real money without the Fed. It would have worked. Kennedy's plan to dismantle the Federal Reserve machine had begun. 6 months later, John F. Kennedy went to Dallas and never returned.
Bang.
No way they could do that. The new president, Lyndon Johnson, threw out Kennedy's order. Since JFK, no president has dared confront the secret powers behind the Federal Reserve.
Bang.
They consolidate bigger and bigger banks, print more and more money, accountable to no one, decimating our nation's wealth for the benefit of a few.
Bang.
Why? Why do this? If they hurt us, it hurts the global bankers too. No, they are protected. They are too big to fail. But I'm not. Those sons of bitches! Sons of bitches all. The day was cold. The wind sharp and strong. But we were determined. The bankers and their parasites had us vastly outnumbered, but their hubris made them weak. Not like us. Not like this band of immortals we have assembled. We have come to take back our... Hardman? Is that... my dog? Oh, then the inevitable. The money kings could ignore us no longer. They sent an emissary, a cog in their machine of greed to bring about our submission. Hank Paulson.
Hardman, this is blasphemy. We own the corners of the earth. It is futile to challenge us.
Oh, I've seen that look before. That of a predator taking in the scent of its prey. Bold, fearless, the look of a free man.
You have come far, Hardman. Farther than most. Be smart now. Join us. We will bring you money, power, everything you want. You can be one of us. If you will kneel.
Now, that's the deal they made. Money and power. Don't get just freak, you know what I'm saying? Get out the cartoon, man. Get the babies out the bathwater, man. We about to keep going. Come on. Don't get lost in the sauce. Stay with me. I lost some of y'all in the illusion. I'm trying to bring you back out. I got to get the babies out the bathwater. I can't be concerned about getting y'all out the bathwater, too. Stop falling asleep. Get up. All right, so money and power. That's the deal people make. Look around. Who's making the deal for money and power? Okay, who made the treaties? Who made deals? You can't make a deal with this signature of energy. It would never let you out.
Madman. You're a madman. You're offering you everything. What do you think this is? This is America!
So they're protecting America. Do you see any indigenous people protecting America? But this Spartan, who is also Negro, is protecting America. Hijacked City. Y'all go ahead and get that. All right, Smiles just don't type for her health. Y'all got to read what Smiles is dropping on you. I'm gonna tell y'all this might be like a two. This might be a 3-part series. But just flow with me, all right? I don't know where we're going. I just know we're gonna get there. Smiles got the drop. Everybody remember. Okay, there it is. Let's go. Styles by Nina. Let's pick it up.
Hey YouTube, this is Styles.
Right here.
To see Pyramidiots.
Read it. Let's get it bigger. Pyramidiots. Pyramidiots. Hey, sister, I get it, man. It's just ridiculous. Nonsense. But what does it say? Characterized by having outlandish, far-fetched theories about the origin, nature, or purpose of the Egyptian pyramids. Often characterized by the feeling that academic Egyptologists are hiding the truth or lack the open.
See. Okay. Pyramidiots. And this is characterized by having outlandish, far-fetched theories about the origin, nature, or purpose of the Egyptian pyramids. Often characterized by the feeling that academic Egyptologists are hiding the truth, or lack the open-mindedness to recognize the truth of what the Pyramidiots believe. Now,
all right, so far-fetched theories about the Egyptian pyramids. One, we know Egypt is a hijack. The word Egypt is a hijack. So either you're talking about the indigenous people building pyramid, or you're talking about the fallen angel that came and mixed with the indigenous people and then built pyramids. So which harmonic is which? I don't know every harmonic of every pyramid or mound or all that stuff. I just know, based on researching the Pyramid of Giza in the King's Chamber, that motherfucker is tuned to 440. So if the Pyramid of Giza in the King's Chamber is tuned to 440 hertz. Okay, so the purpose of the Egyptian pyramid, I'm just going to call it hijack, is what? Maybe to hijack you. But here's some theories, right? Here's some Pyramidiots, some Pyramidiots about this particular hijack. But we'll get into it, man. And, yeah, man. I'm all about being hijack free. How about you?
19th century Pyramidiots. And they are George Stanley Faber. And he is responsible for a dissertation of the mysteries of the Cabiri in 1803, the origin of pagan idolatry in 1816, and he proposed similarities in shape and structure among the pyramids of Egypt, Mayan pyramids, and the biblical Tower of Babel. Each of these structures, my apologies, I'm working. So each of these structures represented attempts to erect copies of Mount Ararat, upon which the Ark of the Old Testament supposedly rested. John Wilson, between 1852 and 1856, John Wilson published The Lost Solar System of the Ancients Discovered. Measurements of the Great Pyramid of Giza contained the key to historical and scientific secrets. From the measurements of the Great Pyramid, he extrapolated the distance from the Earth and the Sun, taken from the bent pyramid of the shore. he derived the diameter of Jupiter, and taken from the hypostyle hall of the Karnak temple, he derived the orbit of.
So I think we got some of this last time. I'm going to skip ahead. But yeah, you know, of course, they're going into Jupiter, Saturn, all these measurements derived by the Pyramid of Giza. So we got the celestial, we got the underworld. Let's just go ahead to about right here.
The Egyptian pyramids, in his opinion, were only filthy pagan imitations. Native Egyptians furnished the labor to build the structure. The architect was an unknown person from the Old Testament. The pyramid was a perfect structure, a product of divine inspiration, which embodied in its measurement a perfect.
Wait, I gotta get this back. You know, I'm just tripping. Let's get it right here.
Furnished the labor to build the structure. The architect was an unknown person from the Old Testament.
An unknown person from the Old Testament. Why does it keep going back to your writings? Your people. And then they say you ain't shit. But it's all about you. Every star. Alright? Every luminary is revolving not just around the earth. That's the first step. When you know that you're not circling the sun, it's circling you. It's only 32 miles in diameter circling you. These stars are small and they're circling you. Nothing's further than a few thousand feet away. It's all circling you. It's not circling the earth, children of Heya. It's circling you.
The pyramid was a perfect structure, a product of divine inspiration, which embodied in its measurement a perfect system of weights and measures. By the use of a series of mathematical formulas, Smith intended to unlock the secrets of the Great Pyramid. He enlisted support from two groups, the opponents to the introduction of the metric system into England and anti-evolutionists. Ignatius Donnelly, in 1831, he studied law and eventually went on to become one of the youngest lieutenant governors of Minnesota. He later went on to serve several terms in the Federal House of Representatives and ran twice as the Vice President of the United States. Ignatius Donnelly's Atlantis, the Antediluvian World, that was his book. It's a modern revised edition here on the screen.
All right, so we got some of this last time, too. So that's good that we did a little recap. So you know when I say, hey, Thoth won't leave me alone, it pops up everywhere. All right? But yeah, Atlantis, Egypt, Atlantis, Egypt, Atlantis, Egypt, Atlantis, Egypt. If Atlantis is named after Atlan, or Atlas, right? You got Atlanta, Atlantic. They know this is Atlantis. They know this is also Egypt. But they know that all that was hijacked on the indigenous. There's no name for the indigenous. You're going to keep looking. All you're going to find is hijacks. And you're going to know that we are. Stop searching for titles and just say we are. And they ain't us. And they don't know who we are. So they can't tell us who we're not. Let's go ahead a little bit.
Antediluvian world anthropology stuff ahead.
All right, warning
us. And diffusion means it's a concept used to describe the spread of cultural.
Diffusion. This sister got so much drive. Sister, you know what I'm saying? Styles by Nina. That's when you know you got the job. When you could just skip ahead and go right into diffusion on your ass. Concept used to describe the spread of cultural items such as ideas, styles, religions, technologies, languages, etc. between individuals, whether within a single culture or from one culture to another. Concept used to describe the spread of cultural items, ideas. If this is ideas, then this is thought. And word to my man Jay Stu, who hit me up today, like, man, I got something in my mind, man. I said, man, drop it on me. He said, dig on this, man. Just dig on this, man. if we're living in consciousness and we are thought, and if we've been hijacked and we've been having these thoughts, then are we having thoughts of the hijack? In other words, are we having thoughts? Is this thought spell barrier that we're thinking in? Oh! Jason Stewart. Diffusion. Ideas. Thoughts. Diffusion. Concept. Used to describe the spread of someone else's thoughts. So anytime you have a thought in this hijacked version of consciousness, know that you exist in the grid of the supreme intellect. Hey.
Items such as ideas, styles, religions, technologies, language, etc. between individuals, whether within a single culture or from one culture to another. We believe that the common source of all civilization was Atlantis. It presents a series of artifacts or behaviors which he finds to be identical among civilizations of the Old and New Worlds. And these comparisons, Donnelly presents what he believes is the clearest evidence for the existence of Atlantis. And these are obelisk that he believes that they were Egyptian obelisk and Mesoamerican stelae. They are derived from the same source. That's what he believes. These are pyramids of Egypt and the pyramids of Mesoamerica. And they can be traced to the same source. And these are arches. Ancient cultures in the Old and New Worlds possess the art. And it's because y'all came in and conquered. That would be why. To answer about those arches. Well, anyway, cultures in the Old and New Worlds both produce bronze. I don't know about producing. We can say they both, one may have produced and the other, came on the end part and claimed to produce. I'm not sure, but just listening to some of his history, that's usually how things went down. Civilizations in both the Old and New Worlds were dependent on agricultural economies for their subsistence. This indicates that these cultures were derived from a common source. Ever hopeful of the legitimacy of his argument, Donnelly ended Atlantis, the antediluvian world, by stating, "We are on the threshold. Scientific investigation is advancing in great strides. Who shall say that 100 years from now, the great museums of the world may not be adorned with gems, statues, arms, and implements from Atlantis, while the libraries of the world shall contain translations of its inscriptions, throwing new lights upon all past history of the human race and all the great problems which now perplex the thinkers of our day." Now, Edgar Cayce, it sounds so familiar, between 1904 and 1910, in a small town in Kentucky called Hopkinsville, Edgar Cayce first demonstrated his so-called psychic powers. In the late 1920s, Edgar Cayce moved his growing family to the sand hills of Virginia Beach, where he dreamed of establishing a curing hospital using his psychic readings. Edgar Cayce, who by this time was widely referred to as the Sleeping Prophet, founded the association.
You think he's talking? Who do you think he's talking to? Who do you think Edward Casey's talking to? Who's giving him drop? He's getting dropped. He's actually getting dropped. See, these powers have power. Just go back to Matthew 28 in Hijackville. Turn your page to Hijack City, chapter Matthew, verse 28. And in the Biblios of Hijack City, collection of books of Hijack City, the Sefer of Hijack City, Matthew 28 says, I now got power over all the heaven and the earth. So go baptize those motherfuckers over there, man. Go tell them convert or die to Christ. I got power over all the heavens and earth. Which heaven? The celestial. Jesus has power over the celestial heavens, underneath the firmament, the lower world, Apollo, Abaddon, the sun, is having these thoughts, saying that he has all power now. Why? Since all Christians like to say Jesus is God, dog, does he now have to announce a transfer of power? Read Matthew 28. I ain't going to do it. And you'll see he is now announcing that he is now being given the power over all heaven and earth. Well, you know, Lucifer has power over all the earth and all of the lower heavens. Celestial wandering stars. Body bag. So who's giving Edgar Casey the power, the drop, to know these things, to know vibration? Yeah, they're masters of vibration. They've been mastered in vibration. So now they got their secret societies and their little vibration groups, and all they are vibration groups. I guarantee at the very top of every order, to the highest degree, you got nothing but vibration. But then they realize they got to run from a higher frequency, which are the dogs or hounds of the barrier, Thoth says in Emerald Tablet, chapter 8. Read the tablet 8 of the Emerald Tablets, and you'll see him running his ass off from the hounds of the barrier. What barrier? What barrier? They keep breaking down barriers. Now Thoth has a barrier? Come on, Egypt. Come on, Egyptologists, Nile Valley scientists, commissions. Thoth has a barrier? If Thoth, who created thought, has a barrier, then he was created. And there's higher vibrations that he can't reach because he is not the creator. He can reach only the vibrations that he was created in. And in their illusion of time and space, they got a lot of trickery, right? They can go into the future and the past, all on the timeline. The timeline. You're born into sine, sin, cosine, mathematics, time and space. How do you get out of time and space? You go within. The kingdom is within. So if you're born into sin or sine or time, and freedom of time and space is going within to the vibration that's beyond time and beyond space, then the kingdom is within. Sister Nina got the drop.
For Research and Enlightenment, ARE, an organization designed to support and archive his readings. Casey's archaeological insights were primarily given to questioners as context for their previous lives. Casey pronounced that the great many of his followers were reincarnations of citizens of Atlantis. The legendary sunken continent was mentioned in more than 30% of his collected readings. Casey documentation, which covers a period of 50,000 BC and 10,000 BC of the fictional civilization, is especially rich and is also where we find the Egyptian connection. He asserted that Atlantis had been a once powerful and extremely advanced civilization that had once possessed technology such as laser beams, aircraft, and radios. However, though an unknown series of events, Atlantis had been destroyed.
Unknown? Come on, people. At some point, the deluge is very popular. I mean, everybody got a story about a flood, right? That shit ain't a myth. That's foundational legend right there. Just like Moses, Mosach, Moshe. Oh, but it's unknown because these people are trying to abstract your culture. It's known to you. It's unknown to them. You feel it within yourself. You know this place was fucked up. Look around. And then who came to further fuck it up? Hijack the frequency. The Creator destroyed this shit. But he did not destroy order, which is how yo ass is still alive. But not all y'all asses, because some of y'all are descendants of chaos, which meant that he kept a remnant of chaos alive as well. Why would he keep chaos alive? Because you need static in the frequency, baby. Oh, you need to get your ass kicked. You need to tune up. Why do you think Jesus says, now I have power over these lower heavens and the earth? To kick your ass. I ask you again. If Heya is your creator and you are the energy, the vibration of your creator, and he says, you are my only begotten, my seeds, my children, my energy, my image, my vibration. Remember, Adam is created out of fire, water, air, and land. So that is these platonic solids. That's the this super duper energy. You put that together, he's glowing like a crystal. His eyes are like the sun. That is your ancestor. What has to drop on that? Nothing. All creation had to bow down, lay down, and get down, except a frequency said, no, I was created first. That makes no sense. There's nothing more perfect than me. They're watching Adam glow in fire, water, air, land. They know it's the image of the Creator. But this frequency said, no, I can't do it. I can't get down. And since then, they have not gotten down with you. Since then, they have put you down. They have held your lion's paw. Because they cannot let you vibrate. It's the end of their illusion of seclusion. A little bit more of this Nina.
Used their crewed aircraft to flee the sinking continent to France, Egypt, and the Yucatan Peninsula. In Egypt, the Atlanteans made their mark on the civilization by building the Sphinx around 10,500 BC in the likeness of one of their rulers. Before building the Sphinx, the Atlanteans constructed an immense library in the Giza Plateau, which Casey called the Hall of Records, which contained all the knowledge of their vastly superior civilization. Eric von Daniken in 1968, Chariots of the Gods, proposed that there was indisputable and copious archaeological evidence for his claim that extraterrestrial beings had visited Earth in prehistoric times and played a major role in the development of humanity. Hypothesis 1, Inkblot hypothesis. All over the world, there are prehistoric pictorial and three-dimensional representations, which are drawings on cave walls, pottery, and sculptures, as well as early written accounts that can be most reasonably interpreted as drawing sculptures or literary descriptions by primitive people of actual extraterrestrial visitors to Earth. No real identifiable.
Alright, don't be hijacked. Everything that you hear is extraterrestrial. Remember, you are Terra. You are Terra. This is Terra. They call Earth Terra. You are Terra. You are people of the Earth. That's hijack free. So extraterrestrial means beyond the Earth, right? But they don't even know if they're spinning or not. So if you're just beyond the Earth, are you beyond the firmament? If you're beyond the firmament, you're a higher angel, right? If you're underneath, you are a wandering star. Or you're a fixed star, and they are in order. So I tend to believe that the fixed stars are in order, and that there are wandering stars doing their own thing. Yeah, they got their orbits, but they're not with the fixed stars, right? They're lower than the fixed stars, right? All right, man. Styles by Nina got the drop. We will be probably getting back into this in part 3. We'll see how we flow, but definitely check it out and keep vibrating. The Styles by Nina. Love to you. This sister is so full of energy, man. So you got to vibe to Styles by Nina, man. So subscribe and vibe, if you know what I mean. If you can dig on that. Where were we? Were we in this or were we in spirit science? Let's go to spirit science.
On this wave, maybe something else happens. Like we start getting superpowers. Like
superpowers, yeah.
Maybe all of that can happen here too. Now, regardless of all of the potentials we can come up with, let's bring it back to this.
Alright, let's just get to the superpower drop.
Portobello mushroom.
Because y'all think that we playing when we say that once we connect to the frequency, right? So, I put it like this. When I say don't get too book heavy, yeah, you got to read. Activate. What's that, some salads or something? I don't know what that is. But if you don't get your vibration tuned up, and if you allow yourself to be bombarded with television and the news, with these frequencies, you don't think they affect you? You think because you have intellect of books and a gift to interpret these books, that your frequency is safe from hijack? You need to be conscious of this. You cannot put it to the back burner. You cannot keep putting your energy behind books. Your energy comes first, right? What is a book? It's a bunch of words, right? But if those words are in Hebrew, right, those words are in a frequency language, a language of frequency, then those words are what? Frequency. And do you need to write them down? Or should you be able to transfer that energy to anybody? So when our brothers say, but what about the writing of your culture? What about the writing, brother? Y'all didn't have no writing, no written language. What? They want to make you feel like you're primitive because they've been taught that way by savages. In reality, you don't need writing when you're vibrating. I said you don't need writing when you're vibrating. Well, let's get to the superpowers, man. Once you get reconnected, you'll understand what these sacred texts are all about that Smiles and Hallway be dropping.
That is an excellent sandwich, right? Now, say I just put a big dollop of poo right on the top.
Whoa.
Do you still want it?
Whoa. I gotta get it back.
Now, this idea isn't wrong. It is, however, only half of the equation.
Let's go.
Half of the cycle. And if you recall, without the other half of the cycle, we have a loop. Think of it like a flowing river. If you cut off the flow, such as with a dam, it kills everything on one side by stopping the flow, and everything dies of dehydration. And the other side becomes drowned in a loop which gets bigger and bigger, until eventually it must break. And so, yes, we should strive to create a life for ourselves and each other that is filled with love, joy, and excitement. But when things aren't going very well, recognize if it's a part of the natural flow, or if somewhere along the way you got caught in a loop.
Caught in the loop. Who's caught in the loop? Oh, the whole world is caught in the loop. America's caught in the loop. China's caught in the loop. Russia's caught in the loop. Don't history keep repeating itself? Are we in a grid built on loops? And we keep having deja vus. How do we break free of the matrix so we're not caught in the loop? Who else is caught in the loop? Spiritually caught in the loop. We're one part of you. You're trying to activate it, but you're in the loop, in the habit of breaking the commandments, because you've been taught that these commandments are gone. Who would teach you that? Your enemy, your oppressor that has come to invade you will come with their own doctrine that says that the laws of the Creator are all done away with. But you can love each other and everybody's forgiven for fucking everybody else up and killing and slaughtering and murdering babies and eating everybody. Forgive. Do you find that in your laws? Or do you find eye for an eye, motherfucker? You don't just get away with that shit. That's not balance. These laws were life and death. You put another power before your power, that's death. What is death? It's being cut off. It's being secluded. Can you really destroy energy? No. So you'll just be separated while the children get to vibrate and choose up. You'll be separated. Will you be in a big pit of fire? There's a possibility. That's what it says. Is it metaphysics? I don't know. But you'll definitely be separated. Your energy will be separated from another energy. You can't vibrate with the crew. What you gonna do?
If we lie to ourselves and pretend that the loop is the flow, even when it's not, it limits our ability to create a real transmutation of it.
If we lie to ourselves and pretend that the loop is the flow, you create a what? How are we in denial? Are we lying to ourselves to pretend that the loop is the flow? So we're in the loop, but we're thinking we're in the flow. Oh, I'm conscious, brother. I'm conscious. All right. So what should we do as black people? Black people, yeah, black power. Go back to Africa, man. Go back to Africa. That's our land, mother Africa. Africa, Africa, Africa. Okay, cool. So that's your solution. To go back to Africa. Or fight in the street. Yeah, man. Either go back to Africa or fight in the street. So your solution is primarily go back to Africa, you know. Okay. Hey, little racist, little, white boy, you know. I see you got no shoes on. I see you got freckles, you know. Your hair's all dusty. You got overalls. And you got a cigarette hanging out your mouth, and you're only 11 years old. What should I do? Nagger, go back to Africa. This is my America. I'm American. Go back to Africa, Nick. Darky. Okay, Tommy. So your solution for me is going back to Africa? Nick, go back to Africa. Get out of here. It's my America. So it's your America. It's my America. Okay, cool. Thanks, Tommy. Nick. Hey, conscious black man. So Tommy also says I should go back to Africa. And he says it's his America. Oh, yeah, brother. Yeah, because, we was brought over here in ships by them. So by default, since we were brought here by them, it is theirs. Okay, so all the gold mines and everything is theirs. Oh, yeah, well, technically it belongs to the Native American. Got it. And that is Hancho Pancho? Are these images real to you, my black brother? Oh, brother, yeah, it does make sense that these will be a darker people. Okay. A darker people, like a copper-colored people, 1828 Webster Dictionary. Oh, shit, it does say copper-colored. And the original pennies are pretty dark. Right. Like grandma, right, brother? Yeah, just like grandma, because she used to say we had a little Cherokee in us. Oh, okay. So this is you, ain't it, brother? So what's your solution, brother? We've been invaded, brother. Black power, go back to Africa. Let them have your land. What's your solution now that you know you're a tribe, a multitude of copper-colored tribes, dark tribes, melanated tribes, that have been invaded. Can you ever have peace when you've been invaded and everything's been taken and your family has been slaughtered? What do? Go crazy? You start yelling and going crazy? Or do you vibrate, remember your connection, go within, the kingdom is within, and know where to go, when to go? Don't ask me where you should go, you should know. Why don't you know? Because you're in a loop. You have no flow, so you don't know where to go. Let's go.
When we don't allow the cycles to flow in their natural order, we often create things that feel uncomfortable over and over. Sometimes we call it things we don't want. It's actually a sort of short circuit in the cycle, or a loop. The positive looping back on itself, or the negative looping back on itself. It's not supposed to be a loop. There needs to be a crossing over of the male and female energy. That's what creates the infinity, the oneness that we've all been...
So male and female energy. Is there a such thing, or is this itself also a hijack? Have they ever proven that this energy is male and this energy is female? Don't we have an inception of what a male and female is, and therefore we inject our inception, our concepts that have been given to us of male and female? Now, if you're talking about energy and you're talking about, oh man, my car needs a jump, there's a negative positive vibration. Okay, now you're separating energies. Now, negative and positive also has a connotation, so you see negative as a negative, bad thing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying energies, a flow of two different energies. And if one is cut off, you're off balance. If one is cut off, you're off balance. One might be straight ahead. Let's logically do this. Another might be, man, I'm just going to surf the wave. So sometimes you might see us kick in straight scripture. Let's logically put this book together. Let's read this book together. Let's analyze this book. Another time you just see us surfing the wave. It's a balance. But unless you've seen an energy molecule that's a negative, or a male molecule, and then another molecule that's a female molecule, then you can't keep injecting male and female in terms in the greater scheme and concept of energy. In the universe of energy, of male and female, you can't conceptualize these things. You can't inject, hijack into what is, and it's a he and it's a her, a she and it is. You're talking energy, baby. You can't inject your concept of male and female into energy. It is. I am that I am.
Feeling and talking about. Now, of course, we've also made the connection before between what we have described as cycles, this form, and the structure of DNA. This is the instruction set for the building blocks that make up our being. As we increase our awareness of these instructions and understanding, we can transcend our 3D perspective of reality and shift into an awareness of the interconnected causality of all of the planes of existence. There's a little trick here, though. Understanding and awareness are not necessarily the same thing. Just as the tree does what it does without needing to understand, without a brain, so to speak. Understanding is not required for the instructions to be followed. That simply means that sometimes the brain just gets in the way of the natural flow of the cycles, the natural knowing that comes through your heart.
So that sounds like the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Let's get that back again. Watch how he breaks down this understanding and awareness and then substitute that for knowledge and wisdom. It's pretty dope.
It's actually a sort of short circuit in the cycle, or a loop. The positive looping back on itself, or the negative looping back on itself. It's not supposed to be a loop. There needs to be a crossing over of the male and female energy. That's what creates the infinity, the oneness that we've all been feeling and talking about. Now, of course, we've also made the connection before between what we have described as cycles, this form, and the structure of DNA. This is the instruction set for the building blocks that make up our being.
Energy.
As
Signature.
we increase our awareness of these instructions and understanding, we can transcend our 3D perspective of reality and shift into an awareness of the interconnected causality of all of the planes of existence. There's a little trick here, though. Understanding and awareness are not necessarily the same thing.
Okay.
Just as
Knowledge and wisdom are not necessarily the same thing.
the tree does what it does without needing to understand, without a brain, so to speak.
So the tree does what it does without knowledge, but with wisdom or awareness, it knows what to do by nature.
Understanding is not required for the instructions to be followed. That's
Knowledge is not required for the instructions to be followed. All those books are not required for the awareness or the wisdom to be followed.
simply means that sometimes the brain just gets in the way of the natural flow of the cycles.
Sometimes the brain just gets in the way of the natural flow of cycles. Beautiful. Well said. Well played. So the brain would be, you know what I'm saying, knowledge. All my books. Oh, brother, I broke the scripture down 12 different ways. Based on all my knowledge. But you're not connecting to the Ruach. Your energy ain't vibrating. If it is, it should be visible. Or is there an instruction set, an energy, an awareness, a wisdom that will trump your knowledge? Yes, wisdom trumps knowledge every time. Because wisdom is Heya. Is Heya separate from wisdom? Or is there an illusion of seclusion? Is wisdom separate from Heya? Oh, wait, that's the female in the Justice League, and he's just like some, you know what I'm saying, Shaft. He's just Shaft. Come on, man. No images. Energy. Energy, guys. Energy. You look in the mirror, you think that you're you, and all you are is molecules vibrating. You can't get away from that. There ain't no pseudo in energy. It's energy. It is. I am. How many times you got to understand? I am. I am the energy that is. Therefore, he has to, what? Materialize. But the materialization is in the illusion of seclusion alone. Because outside of the illusion of seclusion, there is no material. That's why the higher heavens, there is no shape or form. It's outside of time and space. It's outside of your illusion of seclusion with all your books. So we'll take the books and we'll go from point A to point B and be logical at times. But we're always going to flow and surf the wave. Awareness, wisdom. So you got to be aware. A lot of people say they're conscious, but they're not aware. They're just conscious of books, but they're not aware of the energy, the frequency, the vibration.
The natural knowing that comes through your heart. On that topic,
Look, a kid, a child, man, y'all know this. A child can walk into a room full of scholars and just shut them down in frequency. I mean, didn't Lucifer do the same thing as a child? This Jesus, this Jesus, this Zeus, this swine. S-U-S means swine in Greek. Jesus. Sus is swine. Don't eat swine. Vibration. Don't eat that vibration. What did that vibration do? As a child, he walked around scholars and said, y'all ain't shit. I have frequency over you. Because he has all power in the lower heavens and on the earth. He knows the secrets of frequency, so their books meant nothing. He had awareness, and they were lost in time and space. They had understanding according to what they thought, according to their books, but they were not aware.
I have something important to share. There's a lot of people who like to talk about life from this New Age perspective that everything is just love and light all the time, and that if we just think happily, even when things aren't going very well, we'll be fine. In fact, I realize how I might have even propagated that idea in earlier lessons, and flat out said it. Now, this idea isn't wrong. It is, however, only half of the equation, half of the cycle. And if you recall, without the other half of the cycle, we have a loop. Think of it like a flowing river. If you cut off the flow, such as with a dam, it kills everything on one side by stopping the flow, and everything dies.
This is what they did. This is a diagram of Hijacked City. Take a picture. Put that on Instagram and say Hijacked City. Look what they did to the flow. What happens to the water? What happens to the earth when they cut it off? It becomes a desert. What are you? You don't even know who you are, so you're a desert. You're a conscious desert. You ain't even aware of your energy. You're not even asking what frequencies it's in. You over there dancing to Jay-Z. You over there dancing to Chance the Rapper, or I don't know, shit, whatever the hell you dancing to. And you didn't ask one damn question of what frequency is this in. And when you found out it was in 440 hertz, you didn't ask one damn question as to why is everything in television and radio tuned to 440 hertz. And why ain't nobody talking about it? It's all over the place. I could go on Google, YouTube. I found Kingdrop. I found Drop Nation. So what does somebody in radio say? Shit, I ain't asking no questions. I'm getting paid. Versace. That's what they say. It's not for me to speak about political matters, you know. I'm here to get paid. Versace, Gucci, Versace for Gucci. I'm gonna start a new high-power clothing line called Versace for Gucci. Versace for Gucci. Hey! Don't be a desert, man. Don't be a wasteland. Don't be cut off. Don't be hijacked. That vibration has been released. You are free. Get your water, pure water.
To dehydration. And the other side becomes drowned in a loop which gets bigger and bigger until eventually it must break. And so, yes, we should strive to create a life for ourselves and each other that is filled with love.
Damn. So when it broke, is that the flood? Did they just show you what happened? Is that the flood? Gates opening up because of the loop of separation that you were in? Come on.
Joy and excitement. But when things aren't going very well, recognize if it's a part of the natural flow, or if somewhere along the way you got caught in a loop. If we lie to ourselves and pretend that the loop is the flow, even when it's not,
Columbus.
it limits our ability to create a real transmutation of it, and create something new in its place, going with the flow.
Go with the
Do you
flow.
understand what I'm saying? Let me say it in a different way, just to make sure, because this is incredibly important. Sometimes things go well, and sometimes things go poorly. It's not always your fault, but you are always a factor in the cause, and influence in the cycle. If you can account for the cycle, meaning take account of it, be aware of it, you can choose to actively respond or be responsible and have an able response to it. That's what being a creator is all about.
Whoa! Who got the drop? I told you there's babies in the bathwater. They don't lie to you 100% of the time. It might be 23% of the time. 27. 7 plus 2 is 9. Nigga! Let's get that, man. That was Kings right there, yo. Let's get that. That was Kings right there, yo.
Topic. I have something important to share. There's a lot of people who like to talk about life from this new age perspective that everything is just love and light all the time, and that if we just think happily, even when things aren't going very well, we'll be fine. In fact, I realize how I might have even propagated that idea in earlier lessons, and flat out said it. Now, this idea isn't wrong. It is, however, only half of the equation, half of the cycle. And if you recall, without the other half of the cycle, we have a loop. Think of it like a flowing river. If you cut off the flow, such as with a dam, it kills everything on one side by stopping the flow, and everything dies of dehydration. And the other side becomes drowned in a loop which gets bigger and bigger, until eventually it must break. And so, yes, we should strive to create a life for ourselves and each other that is filled with love, joy, and excitement. But when things aren't going very well, recognize if it's a part of the natural flow, or if somewhere along the way you got caught in a loop. If we lie to ourselves and pretend that the loop is the flow, even when it's not, it limits our ability to create a real transmutation of it and create something new in its place, going with the flow. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me say it in a different way just to make sure, because this is incredibly important. Sometimes things go well, and sometimes things go poorly. It's not always your fault, but you are always a factor in the cause and influence.
You are always a factor in the cause. Some people say, man, we must have been over here doing perfectly. And then we were innocently ran up on and destroyed. Come on. Well, if it happened when you were innocent, what does that say about the Creator? That He will let it happen to innocence. How do you move forward with that bag of apples? You need to understand that you were a factor in the cause. Rule number 1, don't put no powers before my power. You are always a factor in the cause. And what else?
What's in the cycle. If you can account for the cycle, meaning take account of it, be aware of it, you can choose to actively respond or be responsible and have an able response.
So if you're aware, activate. Be aware. What did I tell you? We are all about at 432, the drop. Vibration awareness. Be aware that you are vibrating. Then you say, what frequency am I in? And I would say, you are in Heya. But they are hijacking you. So come back to Heya. Because you are in Heya. And we are already united.
That's what being a creator is all about. I know I just said positive and negative are not good and bad. In this example, I'm going to use good and bad in place of positive and negative. By good and bad, I mean things that feel really good and things we do want, and things that feel really bad and things we don't want. Just go with it. I know it might be a little confusing. Sometimes things feel really good and you're on the top of the wave. In this space, it's easy to ride the wave and feel good and be a creator. When you're on the bottom of the wave, if things are not excellent, sometimes it just feels easier to go to that fourth dimensional space and say, everything is perfect and in divine order. This is true from a 4D perspective. It is perfect and in divine order.
Okay. So he just validated everything that we feel, right? This is us. This is Yashara. We're like, oh, hey, look at his hands. Hey. Is he not? Hey. Who knows Hebrew? Come on, who knows Hebrew? Is this hey? He's hey. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Tear the club up. We feel like tearing every club up right now. We just feel like walking through the streets, going in clubs, standing in line. Some of us might have VIP. Going into clubs, tearing them up. You know? Having a drink and just chilling. You know? Nah, man. That's how we feel. Who's this? Who's this? So, he just validated it by doing what? Come on.
You can choose to actively respond or be responsible and have an able response to it. That's what being a creator is all about. I know I just said positive and negative are not good and bad. In this example, I'm going to use good and bad in place of positive and negative. By good and bad, I mean things that feel really good and things we do want, and things that feel really bad and things we don't want. Just go with it. I know it might be a little confusing. Sometimes things feel really good and you're on the top of the wave. In this space, it's easy to ride the wave and feel good and be a creator. When you're on the bottom of the wave, if things are not excellent, sometimes it just feels easier to go to that fourth dimensional space and say, everything is perfect and in divine order.
Yeah.
This is true from a 4D perspective.
Whoa.
It is perfect.
So from 4D, from fourth dimension, which is reality, in reality, yeah, you're right. It's in order that you got your ass kicked and you should be, hey, yeah. You should be vibrating right here because you know you about to get on top. It's all right, people. This is us. It's all good. It's all good, man. I'm with you right here.
And in divine order because it exists and is in this moment.
Whoa! Who caught that? Who caught that? Y'all think I'm crazy. Y'all think Kingdrop is crazy. I hear your comments. I drop you off every day in every way. I disconnect and I separate frequency over here. I'm not just blocking people to block people. I'm separating frequency. I don't let it get to the children. I don't let the children have to go through that bullshit. Go to some other channel for that shit. We vibrating over here. You have a bad vibration, your best bet is to shut the fuck up and be a fucking fly on the wall. That's what you do. But when you expose yourself, you just get dropped off. Now, you can still catch the video. But this is for a limited time only, motherfuckers. I ain't talking to my, I ain't talking to Drop Nation. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the bitches in the corner hating, talking shit. I ain't nice. We ain't nice. We ain't got nothing to be nice about. I knew from day one that somebody was going to have me real fucked up and think I was a nice guy. Yeah. I get it. We're used to judging books by the cover. When my creator yells peace, I'll yell peace. Until then, I'm with you. Hey.
And as it's manifesting in 3D, it is not excellent. It could be excellent,
wait,
but it takes time.
You just said I am, it is, which is what? Hey, yeah.
Really good and things we
nah, you don't get away with this shit.
Really
Watch this.
And things we don't want. Just go with it. I know it might be a little
Watch
confusing.
this.
Sometimes things feel really good and you're on the top of the wave. In this space, it's easy to ride the wave and feel good and be a creator.
Right.
When you're on the bottom of the wave, if things are not excellent, sometimes it just feels easier to go to that fourth
If you've been invaded, you might feel like this.
Dimensional space and say, everything is perfect and in divine order. This is true from a 4D perspective. It is perfect and in divine order because it exists and is in this moment. And as it's manifesting in 3D, it is not excellent. It could be excellent, but it takes time, effort, and focused energy to transmute and change it into something that is excellent. What we need to practice is taking that really good and things we do want and things that feel really bad and things we don't want. Just go with it. I know it might be a little confusing.
I missed it. Let's go again.
Sometimes things feel really good and you're on the top of the wave. In this space, it's easy to ride the wave and feel good and be a creator. When you're on the bottom of the wave, if things are not excellent, sometimes it just feels easier to go to that fourth dimensional space.
Listen up, right here.
Everything is perfect and in divine order. This is true from a 4D perspective.
Listen.
It is perfect and in divine order because it exists and is in this moment.
Because it is perfect and in divine order because it exists and it is. Now, pause it. If you think I am a hijacker, and go to your Strong's Concordance H1961 and you look up in your thesaurus or your whatever of Haya, H-A-Y-A, some spell it H-A-Y-A-H. It's all vibration, y'all. Haya. Don't trip on spelling, just vibrate. And you're going to see it is, it exists, to exist, to exist. You don't think these people know the drop? Listen up one more time. He's going to say it is, it exists. He's going to say hey ya, while this guy has the hey, the aleph. Excuse me, not the left, but the hey, you know what I'm saying? But it connects with the aleph because it's in the same vibration. The silent one. Let's go. One more time. Right here.
You can choose to actively respond or be responsible and have an able response to it. That's what being a creator is all about. I know I just said positive and negative are not good and bad. In this example, I'm going to use good and bad in place of positive and negative. By good and bad, I mean things that feel really good and things we do want, and things that feel really bad and things we don't want. Just go with it. I know it might be a little confusing. Sometimes, things feel really good and you're on the top of the wave. In this phase, it's easy to ride the wave and feel good and be a creator. When you're on the bottom of the wave, if things are not excellent, sometimes it just feels easier to go to that fourth dimensional space and say, everything is perfect and in divine order. This is true from a 4D perspective. It is perfect and in divine order because it exists and is in this moment. And as it's manifesting in 3D, it is not excellent. It could be excellent, but it takes time, effort, and focused energy to transmute and change it into something that is excellent. What we need to practice is taking that positive flowing energy, and instead of looping itself back on itself, is flow with it through the negative energy in order to create a transmutation into what's next. When we say that things are perfect and in divine order, and ignore the loops or even create them as a justification to dam up the river of good feelings, we actually inhibit the flow that leads to the next. That limits our ability to take action, and ultimately, what we're left with is a Pooh sandwich. Here's the analogy. Say I'm making you a delicious sandwich, and you've got bread, tomatoes, avocado, chives, maybe some peppers, and a roasted portobello mushroom.
Yeah.
That is an excellent sandwich.
I don't like mushrooms,
right?
man.
Now, say I just put a big dollop of Pooh right on the top.
That's fucked up.
Do you still want it?
Nope.
Can anyone honestly say that they would still want this
Wait,
sandwich?
somebody does want that,
It's
though. I
perfect
ain't
and
gonna
in
go
divine
into it.
order, right? Right. But it's certainly not excellent. And I don't care how delicious the other ingredients are. If there's Pooh on this sandwich, it's a Pooh sandwich.
Alright, so let's get back to it. Who gets this Pooh sandwich analogy? Anybody? So, all that natural ingredient shit that you like, that you wanted to eat, except for the mushroom, for me, that is America or Earth prior to the invasion of the Pooh. Now, once the Pooh invaded your sandwich, it became something that, in reality, in the fourth dimension, is fucking disgusting. But look, it's in divine order. You're at the bottom of the wave, right? You're at the bottom. But it's all perfect. Hey, right? It's divine order to have a Pooh sandwich for lunch. It's divine order that there's Pooh in my sandwich. It's divine order that I'm fucking paying mortgage. It's divine order that I'm getting shot in the fucking street. It's divine order that I'm being called black. Black power is divine order. Black power is the Pooh. Because black power is white supremacy on the chessboard. We were all those colors. We were all that nature. And they pooed on us. Now that's divine order, right? Who wants a Pooh sandwich? It's divine order, right?
It doesn't matter how fresh the rest of the sandwich is, or even how fresh the Pooh is. It's not something we want to eat.
Okay.
The moral of this story is that if there's poop on your sandwich, if there's something in your life that is perfect but not excellent, don't just sit there and let it be. Find out what it is, why it is the way it is, and then take some actions to turn it into something you actually truly want.
Oh, find out what it is. So what's the Pooh? Even if you're the Pooh, you can answer this question. If you're the Pooh and you're watching this video and you're the Pooh and you're like, fuck, man, my daddy and his daddy, they were definitely the motherfucking Pooh. And if that's the truth, alright, take responsibility, man. It don't mean you gotta continue to be Hijacked City. You don't have to keep being fucking stinky ass Pooh. Stop ignoring the fact that you are over here on top of what used to be a beautiful land. All your skyscrapers and buildings are killing a beautiful earth. And then you act like you recycle. You recycle, but you're down with the skyscrapers. They used to be able to travel, a squirrel could travel from Canada to Mexico without ever touching the ground because of so much forest, so many trees. A squirrel would never have to touch the ground going from Mexico to Canada, man. That's in documents. Now look at us. Pooh sandwich. If you're the Pooh, say, I'm pretty shitty. And remember, king drops don't give two shits. I'll give you one shit. I'll give you one chance, man, to take a shit. And then I'm going to say, clean that shit up. Other than that, you a fucking Pooh sandwich. You're the Pooh. Period. Now, where do we go from here? We vibrate. We say, all right, we're stuck with the predicament of eating a Pooh sandwich.
In that process, in that alchemy, we can really create some powerful change on this planet. If everyone could come from that space, we would see a new Earth overnight.
I need that one more time.
Because chives, maybe some peppers.
That's you!
And roasted portobello mushrooms.
Yashara!
That is an excellent sandwich, right? Now, say I just put a big dollop of Pooh right on the top.
Oh, man.
Do you still want it?
Columbus.
Can anyone honestly say that they would still want this sandwich?
Columbus.
It's perfect and in divine order.
That's a Columbus sandwich.
Right, but it's certainly not excellent. And I don't care how delicious the other ingredients are. If there's Pooh on this sandwich, it's a Pooh sandwich. It doesn't matter how fresh the rest of the sandwich
America.
is. Or even how fresh.
America. I don't care what you fucking build in this corporation and what laws you fucking pass. It's a fucking Pooh sandwich. They pooed all on the earth. They pooed on order. And they created their own laws against the Creator's laws and told us the Creator's laws are all done away with. Does that vibrate with you, or is that Pooh?
The Pooh is.
Pooh.
It's not something we want to eat.
No.
The moral of this story is that if there's poop on your sandwich, if there's something in your life that is perfect but not excellent, don't just sit there and let it be. Find out what it is.
If it's perfect and not excellent, come on. If there's something that's jamming you up, find out what it is. What is it? What's jamming me up? The system is jamming me up. What system? The Pooh. The invasion is jamming me up. Stop saying the system, man. Oh, the white man, the system, brother. No, the invaders are jamming you up. You're being jammed up because you've been invaded, motherfucker.
Why it is the way it is.
Why?
And then take some actions to turn it into something you actually truly want.
Take some actions to turn it into what you truly want. What do you want, black man? Freedom. Take some actions to fucking get your freedom. How do you get it? You activate. Where do you activate? Somewhere you can vibrate. Where's that? Somewhere that's been vibrating. Where's that? Somewhere that maybe they had the orders to turn it into a national preserve to make sure it continues to vibrate. Where's that? Zion National Park. Let's go.
In that process, in that alchemy, we can really...
You know what I'm saying? Your wildernesses. Research your wildernesses. See if they vibrate. Use that ruach. Use that spirit, man. But the man-made cities are definitely not vibrating. So that's what you got to do. You got to get your freedom. You got to vibrate. You got to connect. Why? To get your energy. Why? to get that energy, frequency, vibration that Tesla said is the secret. Why is it the secret? What does it do to the children of Adam, of fire, water, air, and earth? What does it do when you vibrate again?
Create some powerful change on this planet. If everybody could come from that space, we would see a new Earth overnight.
New Earth.
Because no matter how you slice it, McDonald's, landfills, oil rigs, and this entire
440 hertz.
way of life we've made for ourselves just doesn't work.
No.
And I think I can speak for all of us when I say that it could be something different, something magical, and more in harmony with ourselves and the world around us.
Harmony with what? Harmony with Heya, not ourselves, not all of us. Heya and Heya's children and all those that are willing to get down, because they know if they don't get down, they will be laid down by the same creator that destroyed this shit the first and second time, and maybe some other times.
Waste-free, flying vehicles, spirit centers, cloud cities, interstellar travel.
Watch out for the hook.
Infinity of
Here we go.
possibilities that come along with it.
Here comes the drop.
It's all in the cycles. Check out this painting I found on DeviantArt by the brilliant art.
Here comes the drop. See how the curtains just open up? This is what you came for. I saw the analytics. It said that I have like a 27% retention, and that the average watch time is like maybe 17, 18 minutes. So they already dropped off. They dropped themselves off by now. So I got about 25 people probably that's really still here. For y'all 25, I love y'all. Let go. Here's the drop. Here's what you came for.
Adrian Kenyon. This is his depiction of the miraculous conception of creation and human history. It starts at unity, a sphere. The caduceus is seen coming from it. Duality. Then a trinity. Then, as the four elements come into manifestation, we get physical reality. Crystals form, and water layers over top of it. All of these previous elements were conscious of their own, but now...
He just said crystals form with the four elements. I just said you're created, Adam, your seeds of Adam. Fire, water, air, and earth. He said four elements and crystals form. And we just read, or just heard on the drop, reading about the creation of Adam, how he was shining like a crystal because of the elements, fire, water, air, and earth. Keep going.
Biological life begins to develop in the water.
Evolution.
On the land.
Evolution.
We go through
Hijacked City. They're trying to put you into evolution. I heard the Trinity shit. I'm trying to get to the drop. We're almost there. Let's go.
2 stages of evolution. Dinosaurs, basic mammals, and then humans show up. There's a lot of ideas as to where we came from, and we won't get into this now. Adam and Eve happens, the Buddha becomes enlightened.
There's a lot of ideas into where you come from. We know where we come from. If everybody thought and knew, oh, you know, I come from Africa, they wouldn't. It'd like, all right, we come from Africa. But there's multiple creations and multiple creators, but only one heya existence. Let go. We're on swag frequency, baby.
Underneath the Bodhi tree, and then something shifts. From this point to here is where we are now. Disconnected from our own natural spiral, paving over the ground, killing people for telling us that being materialistic can heed nothing.
Hijack.
Then come the world wars, and the world falls into chaos. And then something shifts again. From the destroyed world, another seed grows. We switch into a different reality. It starts out small. From out of the chaos, a tiny new earth emerges and grows larger. This is the new earth, a new realm of light and purity that we were meant to be connected with all along. The planet continues to evolve. Here exist angels, archangels, and multidimensional hypercubes. The planet becomes more crystalline over time.
Crystal.
The last part of the spiral is the 7th dimension and the realm of God, an infinite number of multiverses dividing like cells in an embryo, an ultimate omnipresence, as everything that is contained in all of these multiverses is a part of God's consciousness. A snake biting its own tail, an Ouroboros, is the symbol of cyclic rebirth, like the phoenix. All of the information contained in the 7th dimension is held here like a nest for the next cosmic egg. There are a few other ideas that come to mind about this that I want to share as well. First, look at the shape of it as a whole. It's the Triune Ray, the geometry of DNA and light that we've been looking at before. If you line that up with the chakras, you can see how we go from a super dense space up to the highest frequency, until we once again connect with the same source that we were originally connected to. Doesn't that look familiar on the Flower of
Keep
Life?
going up.
If these theories about the Flower of Life are true, then that means this entire experience of human history and ascension and growth and evolution is just one wave of energy from one point to another on an infinite universe of possibilities. Each point is the supreme awareness of some aspect of the God Source consciousness field, and the energy that moves between it is the vibrations and waves of energy that we are experiencing, called the electromagnetic field. As much smaller fractals of the same source energy have experiences through these waves. This image also doesn't account for the number of parallel realities that we could experience at this point. If the Flower of Life expands in these directions, then this is just one direction. Maybe instead of total destruction, which is what this image depicts, instead we make our first ET contact on this spiral and join our galactic family. On this wave, maybe something else happens. Like, we start getting superpowers, like in Heroes or something. Maybe all of that can happen right here, too. Now, regardless of all of the potentials we can come up with...
Whoa, no. You said superpower, man.
You can see how we go from a super...
Let's make our dismount.
Up to the highest frequency, until we once again connect with the same source that we were originally connected to.
Hey, yeah.
Doesn't that look familiar on the Flower of Life? If these theories about the Flower of Life are true, then that means this entire experience of human history and ascension and growth and evolution is just one wave of energy from one point to another on an infinite universe of possibilities. Each point is the supreme awareness of some aspect of the God Source consciousness field, and the energy that moves between it is the vibrations and waves of energy that we are experiencing, called the electromagnetic field. As much smaller fractals of the same source energy have experiences through these waves. This image also doesn't account for the number of parallel realities that we could experience at this point. If the Flower of Life expands in these directions, then this is just one direction. Maybe instead of total destruction, which is what this image depicts, instead we make our first ET contact on this spiral and join our galactic family.
Frequency.
On this wave, maybe something else happens.
Frequency.
Like, we start getting superpowers, like in Heroes or something. Maybe all of that can happen right here too. Now, regardless of all of the potentials we can come up with, let's bring it back to this diagram. Think about how this applies in your life. Every day you live could be seen as one mini spiral. However, 7 small spirals make one larger one across the 7 small ones. This is a week. Then several weeks create a month. Several months create a year. You can map that over your life and see from birth to death, which is just like the Mayan calendar, not the end, but a transition into a new level of life. This is such an exciting time for us. As mentioned earlier, we cannot know what is going to happen, and I'm not going to tell you it's going to be this or that, because I don't know either. We will change the outcome depending on our being. What's going to happen? You decide. In Lesson 1, we discussed how you create your own reality. Many people argued that it didn't make sense when others influence your life from out of the blue. What we didn't discuss, but probably should have, is that we are a collective. We are one species. You create your own reality, but we are all co-creating our realities together on a much broader scale. Think of an ant colony. Each individual ant decides where they want to go, what food they want to collect, and how they want to do it. But collectively, they are all working together to gather food for everyone, and do what is necessary for the group, whether it be digging tunnels or gathering leaves. Humans are like that, except our mentality of do what's best for everyone is replaced with get enough money to survive, don't worry about the starving people on the street, help giant entities known as businesses.
So if we do what's best for everyone, we do what's best for everyone in our community. And when you do what's best with everyone, for everyone in your community, you're choosing up. You're providing whatever skill, trade you got to the community. They're doing the same for you. Now you're outside of the illusion of seclusion. You're in unity. A community of unity is freedom. You don't need money and paper. You just need unity to have everything provided for you.
Take more money from the people and don't question what's going on. We're doing it to ourselves, and we're doing it together. Together is the key word here. Together, we can break through barriers. Together, we can absolutely change the world, but we can only do it together, not individually.
So what they're saying is, you drop nation, if we do it together, I hope y'all understanding, you're not seeing this as a world. A world is nothing but a community. They found a new world, they found a new community. I'm talking to my indigenous. If we do it together, and those that understand that they need to raise the indigenous so they can get the vibration back on earth, then we can save the earth. And we will, so it is written. But you keep trying to hijack our frequency. You keep trying to hijack our frequency. Well, you know how that story goes.
Individually, we can change our own individual world, which is where we need to start. When we learn that we can all get along with each other, regardless of race or belief or level of consciousness, we learn that absolutely anything is truly possible. But it has to start here, in your heart. There was a time when, through science, we believed that the cell was the smallest thing, the building block of life. New discoveries led to the realization that the cell wasn't in fact the smallest thing. Instead, the molecule was. Now the molecule was the fundamental building block of life. But then, new discoveries revealed that it wasn't the molecule either. The molecules were made of atoms. Now the atom was the smallest thing that you could get. Then, you guessed it, we discovered even smaller things. Now we have subatomic particles, and they are the most fundamental building block of all reality. Oh, okay, hold on. Now scientists are throwing around something called string theory, which is like vibrating noodles in hyperspace.
Pay attention.
Smaller than all of that other stuff. Okay, so maybe it does get smaller. It makes me smile. If there's anything we know for sure, it ought to be that there's always going to be something more, or less, as the case may be. With all of our mathematics, brilliant scientists, and ever-evolving understanding, we can look and look forever, but we won't be finding a bottom anytime soon. So, why are we looking? What is science for? Is it just to know? Why does it even matter? Why should it matter to you? What difference does it make whether atoms or cells or vibrating noodles are the smallest thing? Perhaps it's because our level of understanding directly relates to the level of reality that we have control over. Which I suppose could be a very good thing. Or a very bad thing. Huh.
Sir.
We'll get into that a little later, because this video is about light. Why light? That seems pretty simple, doesn't it?
And we're going to continue it. We'll get into light. You know, obviously we're all talking about you. The Negro, the Indigenous, the Anasazi, the enemy of their enemies. And why does it matter, right? Atoms and subatomic particles. Only people that need to prove God have to search for the smallest particle. Those that exist, that are seeds and energy of the signature of Adam, created in fire, water, air, and land, have a voice within that dwells within, because the kingdom is within, that connects to the frequency in Hea's house. On the throne of it all, the highest pitch, the highest vibration is you. And if the highest vibration is these groups of people that are signatures and seeds of creation, what does that mean for everyone else? In second address, he compares the nations to a drop in the bucket. Well, that hurts some feelings. Why would Heya compare the nations to a drop in the bucket? Because this is his children's land and playground. And maybe your journey as energy is making a choice. Even if you are not the chosen seed, would you still choose the Creator? You see, we have to do it, or else we get what you just saw us get. We get hundreds of thousands of years of ass whooping and death. But what do you get? If you come from Hijacked City, you're not the seed of the Creator, you don't hear the Creator inwardly, yet you still choose the Creator. And you put his people and help them get back to their